Welcome back, y'all, to the Anwar and Reda channel, the A&R show. We back with another topic for y'all. I think this one's a little, it's on the edge of controversy. This ain't the channel to tune into for drama or hearsay, stuff like that. This ain't the channel for that. So, but this one's got a little spice to it. Today we're going to talk about interleague competition. So today is what, February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken?
February 3rd. We just recently, in the beginning of January, seen the combination of the Queen of the Ring and URL. Mm-hmm. And then we recently heard about this new card that, just dropped.
The Getback.
The Getback. It's
229.
It's a lot of intermingling going on, and how do you feel about competition between the leagues?
I think 229 is going to be a very interesting day. The Getback event is on 229.
Sounds like a very dope card.
Mm-hmm. But there's been rumblings that URL is having a card. Shout out, I don't remember if it was Hip Hop Is Real or 15 Minutes of Fame, but Tay-Rock did an interview, and he said he has a crazy battle lined up on URL on 229. And I said, wait a minute, we've been here before.
Right, we've been here before. So
Rare Breeds versus Summer Madness 7. And I remember ARP doing his blog and saying, we accept the challenge.
Spicy, it got a little spicy then.
Yeah, so I think competition is always good. Let me start with that. Competition breeds innovation. Okay, so anytime you have two similar products that are competing against one another, each one is forced to always kind of keep their head in the game, per se. Right. So I like competition. The best example that I will give for all my Madden players out there, Madden NFL 2005 versus NFL 2K5. That was a game break. That was like a game changer. Not only did 2K5 come out and have better graphics, a more robust presentation, and not story mode, but like a dope franchise system, but they launched the game at $19.99. Madden came out. It was still $60. Yeah. They launched on the same day. 2K
Which one was you getting?
Listen, between us, I had both. But I played 2K much more. 2K5 was much better than Madden 2005. But the point is, after that, EA Sports bought the NFL license. They said
they had to do something.
But that was the wrong thing. They created a monopoly. Now Madden is the only football game available, and unfortunately, I think that in the Madden community, it's universally accepted that it's not been as good for quite a while. And I think the reason is they don't have any competition. So this isn't a Madden versus 2K video. This is just battle rap. So let's be clear that while we are talking about RBE having an event 229 and URL having an event 229, it's still just the overall theme of how we feel about that competition. So I'm excited for it. I think, RBE does a great job of, creating matchups and
they do.
Yeah, decent battles. URL has the stars.
They have all of the stars.
All the stars.
The part, yeah.
You looked at Summer Madness 7 card, and it's like, oh my God, that was DNA versus Twerk. Excuse me. What else was on that card? I don't even remember. I'll have to pull it up, but I'll insert it right here. But when you look at that card, it's like, wow.
Like you want to. These are all of the people that you want to see. All of the people that you've been dying to meet. All of the people you've been dying to see live.
And that's also the event where afterwards we have Smack on cam saying, "Can't eat that. I can't eat that."
That was a crazy night.
And I feel like the competition from the Rare Breeds card versus the Summer Madness 7 card,
it made that a lot more. It gave it more steam.
Yeah, it gave it more steam. I think we've seen events not go according to plan before in the past, obviously, but I think this one had a little extra spice on it because that competition. You know, again, I'm gonna go back to ARP's doing the blog saying we accept the challenge. I think that, you know, I don't know this, but I would think that ARP might have reached out to his guys and said, listen, maybe a little extra incentive to really bring that super fire content. Again, I don't know this. I'm literally speculating. But, you know, that motivation. So I'm curious. I think, you know, in that department, it's universally accepted that the Rare Breeds event went off better than Summer Madness 7. So, and then, don't get me wrong, Summer Madness 8 was the one in London. Yeah. That was bananas. That was, oh my goodness gracious. That was Twerk Arsenal. That was John and Hollow. Like,
that was a nice card right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, that was Tay-Rock came out, ain't had to do nothing but this, and the crowd went crazy. So, I mean, obviously, Smack, I can't eat that, and he kicked a few people in the tail, and you know, they got their acts together. But I think that the competition is healthy. It can force the artists to bring their A game, because at the end of the day, the league can only create the matchups. That's all they can do.
So once your matchups are created and you decide on a date and location for these matchups to occur, if it just so happens that the competition has a date, what are you going to do to make sure that your card is just out, is just next level?
Right, and not only
much better. And like you said, one of those things you do is make sure that your artists are on their A game. You have to knock this out of the ballpark. It cannot be average. And the same, like for both of them.
Right.
You know, both of them, making sure that their artists are bringing everything that they have.
That's a fact.
Because when these battles drop from these events, the people are going to judge, you know, who had the better event, who had the better card.
That's what's going to happen. And you know, like I say, it's the league. They can only do that part. So the artists themselves, this is the way I look at it. In my mind, if I'm on the card, so I'm going to put myself on the Get Back card. So I'm on a card with Ill Will and 40 Cal, you know, a Dipset member. You know, some of these big names, Snake Eyes and Rosenberg, that's going to be a crazy one, I think. You know, JC and Oops, Oscar-nominated Oops. Oscar-nominated Oops.
Gotta say that first.
That's a fact. So, you know, if I'm on that card, like, it's going to motivate me because I'm not where I want to be, or I want to be able to say, oh, you know, I was on a card with these people, and I was up against a card with, and again, we don't know who's on the February 29th card from URL other than Tay-Rock, since he said it already. But it's like, I'm on a card competing with that, and if my battle, you know, is getting more talked about.
Battle of the night, or if I have bar of the night, or if
and
I
it's
have
like
round of the night on this card.
That's like it was versus Tay-Rock. You know what I mean? And even though I wasn't standing across, like, that's a bragging right thing.
But that's also building more matches, because you're going to have, you know, people from this side who won and people from this side who won, where it's like, I wonder what would happen if these people were to battle.
She on her own with that. I don't know where she going with that. I don't see.
But let me.
I don't see a URL RBE.
No, I'm not saying a URL RBE, but I'm saying some of those artists that are on RBE or that are on that card wouldn't be able to battle some of the people.
I don't know about
what I'm saying. I'm not saying RBE versus URL. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying some of the people, whoever wins over here, could possibly, people are going to discuss the winners of both cards, and they're going to discuss
seeing them against each other.
Right, they're going to discuss those battles.
I mean, yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Again, you know, we don't know the behind the scenes. Obviously, we see, you know, the back and forths, but we don't know the behind the scenes. So I guess in theory that's possible. That is, but again, so if you're on that card, and then on the flip side, so with URL, I think it's universally accepted. They are the #1 league.
Right, they are.
So do you want to be the guy? I may equate this. Mike Tyson went to go fight Buster Douglas, and nobody gave Buster Douglas a chance. He was a like 50-1 underdog or whatever.
That's crazy.
Do you want to be Mike Tyson in that situation? Now, obviously, RB, not calling RB Buster Douglas by any means. Let me make that clear before people are like, oh my God, RB's but like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
They won't say it anyway.
That's a fact. What I'm saying though is URL would have to be the overwhelming favorite if it was URL their event versus any other league's event being on the same day.
Right.
So do you want to be the guy on the card that didn't do better than the smaller league card?
Right.
Like, you know, so that should be motivation for you.
That plays a factor in this is the fact that they are bringing people back that haven't been battling for some time. We haven't seen them, heard from them, nothing. So it's like, that also plays a big factor in how the battlers look at the card. Now, I get what you're saying when you said that, you know, certain people on the RBE card may look and say, you know what, I need to be on my A game because I was on a card with this person, yada, yada, yada. But they also may be a downer for some of them. Like, well, I'm on this card with these people who aren't relevant anymore. These people who are trying to get back on their A game. You know, and don't get me, Adi Boom is doing his thing right now. He's definitely
fresh home.
He's fresh home, but he's definitely putting in all the work that needs to be put in when you are fresh home and when you are, you know, getting back into the game. He's doing everything he should be doing right now. Okay. But do you feel like certain people may look at that as a negative and say, you know, I don't have that motivating factor anymore because now I'm on a card with people who are coming back to battle rap? I mean, especially with an industry guy, just because of the history and what we've seen from industry guys. Because
for me, I don't know. That's probably a separate video because that's not necessarily, you know, the competition of the two leagues. I think, you know, at that point, that's.
I know, but what does that do to the people on the actual card who, like you said,
may
be motivated to do better because of these people on the card? Like, what if they are not motivated to do better?
That's on you.
That still comes into the competition because if you're expecting them to be on their A game for the league to be, for these two leagues to be able to have the competition, what if they don't have that? Like, what if you know what I mean? Like, what if one side just flops? And I don't know. I'm not saying that RBE's card will have that happen, but just an example.
We're speaking hypothetically. So, I mean, in theory, if you're saying, what if JC says, I'm not excited to be battling Oops on a card with 40 cal?
Right.
I mean, that's like I don't see that because the flip side to it is the level of competition between the two leagues. So even if I'm not motivated to be battling, first of all, then you shouldn't have took the battle. But I'm not motivated.
They don't know at this time that there's going to be events are going to be on the same date.
What I'm saying is, if you're not motivated to take that opponent, don't take the opponent.
But
regardless of
not even that, not that you're not motivated to take the opponent, but now that you find out that the number one league has a card on the same day, are you still motivated? Looking at your situation and then saying, I could have been over there. I could have been over there doing that.
I mean, I don't know.
Not to say that everybody is, you know, the plate is being passed around. Everybody's getting
that part.
Their looks,
I don't know. Because at that point,
at the time that you accept the battle, you don't know that league is having a battle at the same time. It may be talks or things like that, but you don't know. I think
that goes back to another video we did where promotion, which can help increase your brand, et cetera, et cetera. I think, you know, there is a reason that Tay-Rock is on all the big URL cards. Twerk is on all the...
They bring out big crowds no matter what. They do great promo. Both of them do great promo.
So regardless of that...
They bring out big crowds.
Right, regardless of that. So, like, I don't know. We're going down a rabbit hole now because when you talk about, you know, the motivating factors behind taking a battle versus...
I spoke on it because you spoke on it. So
but you went left with it, but that's all right.
Positive with it. I went negative with it. You can't answer. It's okay.
Comment section. Go ahead and tell about herself. It's all good. But anyway, so at the end of the day, I think when the leagues are, you know, having that competition, I feel it's healthy. It's good for the culture because...
That's really good. How many times would you like to see something like this happen during the year where there are cards that are on the same date? Like, would you be able to be okay with that happening multiple times in a year? Like, I know it may happen every once, but would you be okay? Like, still, there's like a lot of small leagues that may have, you know,
the smaller leagues is different because they kind of have their core fans. They're not doing pay-per-views, things like that. With something like, you know, the bigger leagues, you know, I'm forced, if I'm buying the pay-per-view, I'm forced to buy both because I want to see both. And then I'm forced to choose which one am I going to watch live. Right. So I don't want to be in that position regularly. I think, you know, even if they did something a week apart, You know,
that part is understandable, but
right? That's still competition.
If you were to have multiple events on the same day
Yeah,
throughout the year, like let's say maybe a good 4 events.
I'm not for it. I'm not for. I'm not. I just because
it's
again,
too much, right? I feel like that's an overload for it to happen multiple times throughout the year. But what if that were to happen this year in 2020, where we get this type of competition between the leagues, where it's
so everybody's doing not only big cars, but big cars on the same day?
Where it's literally a head-to-head competition for big events.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see what 2020 has happened.
You know, what if somebody might want to step on somebody else's toes? I'm gonna just, I'm gonna do an event the same day I heard y'all doing an event. I mean, so if we get that multiple times this year, you just gonna be all messed up.
I mean. At the end of the day, that part, that's I don't know. Like, if Champion is booked for an event, obviously that's the one that I'm gonna be at. But if Champion's not booked for an event and I'm just home, then it's gonna come down to I'll likely get both pay-per-views because we're gonna review it on Champion. Obviously, we have our channel now to review things, and for me, it's gonna come down to what card. When I'm looking at the card, what card do I want to see live? Versus which one can I wait until tomorrow to watch?
Right.
So at the end of the day, I guess for the league it won't really matter because they're getting my pay-per-view
by money anyway.
Yeah. So I don't want too many on the same day. I just I ain't built for that. My wallet can't handle it. What's in your wallet?
And the average fan, everybody can't just up jump and buy multiple pay-per-views at one time. So it's like that becomes a badge on. So. Yeah.
Anyway, so let us know what y'all think in the comment section.
Think about everything and how these events on the same day going to work out. How y'all feel the competition is, and we going to hit y'all back with another one in the A&R show.